Welcome to Quiz Kiwomya. We've been away for a little while. It's been perhaps 2 weeks or so now since we last gave a game away. You can't quite see those, a bit out of shot. As always, we give away prizes on Quiz Kiwomya, and we're back to give away some more. It's a little bit different this time round. Kind of like going to try out a new theme, but it should be fun. It should be a good crack. It's a bit of an FA Cup special, given the FA Cup weekend taking place in the UK at the moment, or this weekend. So yeah, we're back. The FA Cup is, of course, really, really interesting now. Oh, hang on. Let me just jump ahead, because all of a sudden it's just become such an important competition for Man United, for obvious reasons. They've got nothing else to play for this year. For Chelsea, having been knocked out last night by, not last night, the night before, by Barca, nothing else to play for. And against Spurs, who are knocked out by Juve this week, nothing else to play for. This prize is going to be a big thing. It's all that can rescue the season for those three sides. And of course, Swansea, Brighton, Wigan, Southampton and Leicester, I say Leicester, will be looking to cause an upset. Leicester are, of course, pretty familiar with that, given the great thing they achieved a few years ago. But yeah, as always, I'm going to be talking rubbish for a few minutes. So those guys who are watching on Facebook, those guys who are watching on YouTube, have a chance to download the FanTV Live app. It's now available on both iOS and Android. And if you want to take part, if you want to give yourself a chance to win a computer game of your choice, we've got Madden, NHL, UFC and FIFA 18 here in my hand, but you can actually take anything you want. It doesn't even need to be sport related. Then you need to take part in the FanTV Live app. It's the only place we're going to pay any kind of attention. So you need to download it, if you haven't downloaded it already, log in, and then play along with everyone else. As things have gone on and on, it's really... there's been more and more players. It's become harder and harder to win. It's become really, really tight at times. And one of the challenges that we've had as a show is A, to stop people Googling answers straight away. It's obviously a very easy thing to do. And B, just copying. If someone else says my final answer and then goes with an answer, it's very easy just to go, you know what, that looks like a pretty good guess. I'm going to do the same. Yes, you don't get as many points as the person that guessed correctly first time round, but still, over time, you can accumulate, which in a roundabout way has led to us coming up with this new format, this new idea, which, I mean, there's no way in which you can Google the answer to these ones. As I've already said, it's FA Cup focused. I'm not really one for cup competitions. We're not domestic competitions, just because I just don't think that clubs really care about them like they used to. The FA Cup used to be a big, big thing, and now it's not got that same draw. But the issue is different. Because Man City have run away with the Premier League, it's the only trophy that big club sides who hope to be winning things every year, Spurs, well, they don't win much, do they? United and Chelsea can really consider as a realistic possibility. It's worth mentioning Chelsea against Barca. I think they played really well. I've seen a few people say that on Twitter and they've been shot down. But Chelsea gave it a really, really good shot. But Barca have got Messi, and what else can you say? Okay? So this is what we're going to do this time round. If you want to give yourself a chance at winning a game of your choice, you need to, A, tell us what you think the outcome is of each of these games. Who is going to win each of these ties and qualify for the semi-final of the FA Cup? So we're looking for 4 team names. 3 of them are perhaps obvious, but you might fancy, especially this one down here perhaps, Spurs without Harry Kane. You might fancy Swansea to nick it there. A lot's going to hinder on Wigan v Southampton. But we're looking for 4 team names from you. So you just need to list the 4 clubs that you expect to be in the semi-final of the FA Cup. And if you get all 4, correct, we'll give you 10 points. It's really simple, or at least that part is. Throughout the weekend, we'll then be going live before every game and coming up with another question, just one question relevant to that single match. For that one question, we'll then give you an additional 5 points. So 10 points if you can guess, if you can give me the semi-final lineup, the 4 teams that are going to make it into the semi-final. We're going to do a catch-up show on Monday and announce who's won. But then throughout this weekend, we're going to be going live on 4 different occasions, perhaps more if I feel like I want to wind some people up. 4 different occasions when we'll announce 4 further questions that are worth 5 points each. So you can't Google this one. This was about your best guesses as to who is going to represent in the semi-final of the FA Cup. So Basingol is the first one who's come in. Pretty standard answer. The obvious for 4 clubs: Spurs, Man United, Southampton and Chelsea. As I remember, Basingol, you were really unfortunate not to win a prize in the past. You came really close. You've come in with some good answers. You've just missed out on a few occasions. And then, as I say, throughout the week, throughout the weekend, we're going to ask you 4 more questions. And you need to jump on. It'll be the first correct answer who takes home 5 points on those occasions. So, just running through these. Swansea, Spurs. Spurs are obviously going to be the favourite, but given they've lost Harry Kane, given they had a really tough week, you never know. I quite fancy Swansea in that one. I think Spurs are going to be really, really... they're on their heels, having lost to Juve. It's a pretty painful way to exit the Champions League. They're absolutely favourites, having done so well in Turin. So yeah, Swansea might snatch that one. Man United, Brighton. Again, Man United have had a tough week. Jose Mourinho's comments were weird, talking about how he's been sat in that seat before when Man United have dropped out the Champions League. Really, really odd. I did hear that he went into the opposition changing room straight after the match and congratulated the Seville players. And there were tears in the Man United dressing room, so it didn't matter to them. But then for him to stand in front of the media and say what he says, people might say, yes, it's only the media, but it's his direct route to Man United supporters. They care. Surely you need to give them some respect and say, just give them like an honest appraisal. Not say what you say, not try and light some paper and make the situation worse. So anyway, as I say, I still think there's a good chance that Brighton might snatch something at Old Trafford. Wigan, Southampton. Again, a pretty obvious one for many. But this is the FA Cup, the romance of the FA Cup. Underdogs often do well. And again, Southampton, another club that have been struggling recently. Wigan might just fancy their chances to make it through to the semis. And then finally on Sunday, Leicester v Chelsea. Chelsea again, tough week. Leicester not doing bad this year. Some good players. Obviously, Mahrez is having another good season since he's come back again. It's possible. You never know. So we want 4 correct answers. Thanks for the comfort, says Basingol. Anytime, mate, I'm here for you. With one word, disrespect. Samai, let's have a look. Ciao tutti. Tottenham, Leicester, Man United, Wigan. See, I think that's smart. Don't go for the obvious ones, and you've got more of a chance of taking some points home. Swansea, Leicester, Wigan and Chelsea, says Chubby. Swansea, Spurs, Man United, Brighton on the Saturday, Wigan, Southampton, Leicester, Chelsea on the Sunday. Which 4 clubs are going to be in the semi-finals? We're going to recap all of this on Monday, and over the course of the weekend, we're going to be asking you 4 more questions. Just before each game, asking you to predict, maybe, I don't know, it might be first goal scorer. Could be just the correct score. how many goals will be scored in total. There's lots of things we're going to play with, so stay tuned for that. But the first thing to do right now to make yourself eligible for the competition is tell me which 4 teams are going to be in the semi-final of the FA Cup. A competition that is so, so important to these 8 clubs now. It was always important to some of the smaller clubs, but it's now equally as important for United, Spurs and Chelsea, as it represents their only way in which they could take home silverware this year. If you are watching this show on demand later, if you're watching it via Facebook, YouTube, we're simulcasting there at the same time, you need to log your guesses via the FanTV live app. So you need to go to the app, you need to download it, and enter your guesses on the Quiz Kiwomya channel. It's the only way we're going to pay any attention, and it's the only way in which you can give yourself the best possible chance to take home some prizes. Take home a computer game of your choice. You can do that at any stage up until Spurs v Swansea kicks off tomorrow. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this. As I say, we'll be live at least 4 more times throughout the weekend. I imagine it'll be more than that, updating you and seeing who's Chubby. We'll accept your second answer, Chubby. That's cool. Seeing who's doing well, seeing who's in the best position as we go into Sunday, as we move through the weekend. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for playing along. As I say, if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, you need to download the FanTV live app. You need to go to the Quiz Kiwomya channel and you need to enter your answers in that channel. It's the only place we're going to pay any attention. See you next time.